Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and today I'm with Chris Bounds. I've now sent a link into the private chat, but first of all, Chris, how you doing today?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. It's great to have you back. I know we already did our chance encounter. It's even more exciting to be doing some chess at the same time and having this chance to catch up. So if you just hit that challenge link, it might ask you to create an account if you don't have one already, and then it'll ask you to add all your friends and family and everybody you've ever met, and you'll need to say no, no, no. But if you hit that up there, but let's see how my memory serves. And I am the worst when it comes to this, just because I rely on my memory a lot. A lot. I didn't write notes when I was in college, and I still was able to pass. And so that's why I'm doing this to myself instead of just reviewing our chance encounter. But my recollection is you are a broker despite doing extensive investment, especially with house flipping. I know one of your partners, I remember, who introduced me. But I guess for the audience at home, do you want to talk about, you want to introduce yourself while you're hitting that link in the private chat to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
this party
and I,
started?
I, I think I'm on. Not sure, but yeah, Houston area, real estate investor, fund manager. My wife and I, we flipped around 200 properties, including some single family rentals and small multifamily before we moved into large multifamily. Now, as a fund manager, we're looking to partner with experienced operators and help bring capital to high quality projects and in growing markets. So we do that. I am also a licensed real estate agent. I teach people how to invest in real estate, how to build wealth, how to build passive income, particularly real estate agents who. I mean, it's a tough market for a lot of people in real estate right now, but especially agents that are very transactional. You know, having passive anyone right now in real estate that has a passive income stream is very thankful for it, as opposed to someone who's purely transactional focused.
Absolutely. Now I put another link in there because I saw in the background it had a little, and I disconnected because of inactivity and blah blah blah. So that new link in the chat should get us going on that. Cool. And you're white, so that
Got it. I
means
think
you
we're
need to
in.
go first. Yep.
All right.
So go ahead
Are
and
you
hit the
asking,
first
or I
button.
need to go first, or you're?
You need to go first because you're white.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
when you
all
brought
right,
this
cool.
up,
So
playing chess,
we
it was
got
a
this
very
one.
interesting time too, because we were traveling, and my favorite thing to do if I'm have idle time with no internet is to play chess on my iPhone. And my son got him into chess since he didn't have anything else to do on the iPad, and he enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Um, yeah, I guess I'll do that. So yeah, it's funny. So I should get everybody up to speed in case you haven't seen a chess with commercial real estate investors yet. It's I get that it's a little bit unusual to be playing chess when we prefer to be doing real estate, but this is the world we live in. Social media is such a strange beast that you have to be putting out something different all the time. And the benefit for me personally, I find, is that I I find that you get to know people a whole lot better over a game of chess. And you know, I probably shouldn't be too transparent about that fact, just because like some of the things that stand out to me first and foremost are does the person basically just give up, or do they keep on showing resilience, finding some sort of way to make things work? That's one of the biggest things that I notice about this, which is pretty exciting. But so you mentioned your multifamily activities, and you're primarily on the lookout for some deal sponsors, and so that would be to fund those deal sponsors on more deals, or what sort of, what angle are you doing, if I missed it because I was scrambling with the chessboard.
Yeah, I mean, really, it got started because a buddy of mine in a mastermind. I respected him, and I've seen over the years a lot of folks move into. Yeah, looks like you caught me looking. Move into various niches in real estate. So I was just really focused on what I knew, and that was house flipping. Meanwhile, just talking with folks that moved into self-storage, mobile home parks, multifamily, short-term rentals. Just wasn't interesting to me at the time, but times change, and I had a good opportunity with a good operator that I knew, who was partnering with another operator that had over $1 billion in sales and transactions over the years, with 1,000 units locally to the subject property, and boom, it just kind of clicked. And got some of our investors involved in that. Worked really well. We've already exited successfully, which gave clarity on where to go from there, which is the investment fund that we have now, which is really geared towards providing passive returns for busy professionals, as opposed to the transactional syndications that are commonplace.
Yeah,
At least in the
especially
multifamily world.
recently. Yeah, multifamily, that's definitely the case. Basically, the people who didn't rely on bridge loans, they did long-term loans back a few years ago. Like those guys, pretty much got priced out of the market in a lot of different ways. Yeah, I'll just take that. Looks like there's no issue on
Dang.
that one. The
All right.
See, this is the most distracting thing. I don't know about you, but like part of the so I guess I should put it this way.
I'm trying to utilize the
For
same side of my
almost
brain for two different tasks.
right. Yeah. Me personally, like I found like I've been a Buddhist since about 2021, somewhere in that neck of the woods, 2021, 2022. Or sorry, I mean, it's 2001, 2002 is what I mean. And one of the things that I find is that this game absolutely triggers me. It absolutely triggers me. I like
Especially if you're
every time I do
competitive.
something really, really terrible. Yeah. This is one of those games that it definitely comes out for me. And but that's the other thing too, though, is that I also don't like zero sum games. I don't like participating in things where one person's clearly and inevitably the loser, and the other person is the winner. So now I gotta get her out of Dodge. That's kind of neat.
It's one thing I love about
Kind of neat.
chess, and why
But
it's just kind of a time value tradition of strategy, being able to think multiple moves ahead. Which, I mean, I haven't played a lot of chess, but I was teaching my son that it's like, look, you can't just look at what your next move is. You got to see how your move is going to prompt their potential next moves, and then go one or two steps ahead of that.
exactly. Yeah, and that was a great revealed attack on my queen there. And I almost missed it at first and continued with my plan, but then I'm like, oh, should stop that. But yeah, this I don't like zero sum games. I don't like it when one person necessarily has to lose and one person necessarily has to win. But I ripped that Band-Aid this year in January, and it was I'd say exactly as painful as I expected it to be. It's yeah, I'll own it. I said a lot of bad words this January. Actually in February too. But
I do
now
that when I'm
now I
playing
think it's
Settlers. I don't know if you've ever played Settlers.
I haven't. Is that a board game or is it
Settlers of Catan, like Catan. I'm sorry, I call it Settlers. Catan. Have
yeah,
you played
Catan.
Catan? Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that. I actually didn't get a chance to play that either, but I see it. It's in every board game store, and
100%. But
I
you've
think
never
board
played
games
it.
are great, especially these days. Yeah, I've never played it yet,
It's a
so
cross
I'm
between
sure I should.
Monopoly and Risk. Uh, the biggest advantage it has, though, Monopoly, in that you trade, so there's interactive. and then risk
Mm-hmm.
in the conquest. But the difference is in risk, if you're out, like you got to sit on your thumbs for the next 2 or 3 hours while everyone else dukes it out. In Catan, everyone plays continuously. So, and if you're
Mm-hmm.
playing with a couple of competitive folks, it can get interesting. Especially the language can get very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the one thing that I've done with chess that I think controls my language pretty well is not playing bullet. If this was bullet chess, it would not be PG-13. I'd try to hold my tongue, but it'd get bad, and I'll own it. But yeah, this is a really interesting position we're in now. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, I'll do that. I like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's
So,
that movie? There's a movie
so anyway,
chasing. It's about that one. I don't know if he was a Russian guy, but the one chess player. He was an absolute genius. He'd go study whoever was the leading chess player at the time, um, and
mhm.
he studied
So was
like
it Bobby
thousands of
Fischer or
his games.
Kasparov?
Say it again.
Yeah, yeah. Kasparov or Bobby Fischer? You talking American or Russian? You said
I
Russian,
think
right?
he was there. I think he was the American, and he was
Yeah,
it's called
then it would have
chasing
been Bobby
whoever.
Fischer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, chasing
yeah.
Bobby Fischer. Yeah, or
Mhm.
finding Bobby Fischer, yeah, yeah, one of those. Yeah, yeah, great
Yeah,
movie. I enjoyed that. I didn't see that until fairly recently. I think I only saw it in the last 2 years.
I've
Might
actually
have
never
been COVID
seen the
time.
movie, but
That's the problem.
I watched or I read up on like what he did, and it was just pretty amazing. I mean, it was, I guess it was like, Julius Caesar or any other like military strategy where you just strategist that you're just constantly researching every single possible combination and rehashing prior engagements, or in this case, chess, just playing the games over and over
Mhm.
again so you can recognize patterns.
Yeah, yeah, it really is a crazy game. It's definitely more complicated than I gave credit. Let's see. How can I? Okay, so that's hanging. That's not hanging. How am I going to do it? Oh, I like that. I'm going to do that. That'll make it way less chaotic.
For you.
Yes. Yeah. This is a
Hmm.
fun one. I like this. This is unconventional. But you're down in Houston, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's hot, very hot.
Yeah, it's hot, but we up here in Ottawa, this part of the internet, we were hotter than Houston this week. It hit 91.4, I think, yesterday and the day before, and today it's about 90, maybe 89, somewhere around there. So, but I don't know about today. I know you guys should be, like 100 and change or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've had that
That was boo
tropical
boo.
rains
Oh,
lately, so it's cooled
actually,
it off a bit. Just, I don't know. After spending a week in California or Southern California weather, it's, I I understand why people put up with high taxes. Not that I'm considering doing that, but uh, I walked 9 miles to Universal Studios in Hollywood, and I didn't sweat. Uh,
hmm.
Here, you
Wow.
can't, like, you just can't go check your mail without sweating.
Yeah, yeah. Taiwan was a bit like that, and you're also on the coast. You're on the Caribbean there, so you get plenty of humidity, unlike other spots like Phoenix and whatnot. So there you go. And this is the other problem that I have about doing interviews this way. It's the yeah, it's my politeness also kicks in. So I don't want to make people wait too long, so I end up using too much of my clock or not enough, I should say.
I don't even know how that. I've never paid attention to the clock. I don't know how that really plays into.
Well, yeah, you choose whatever mode you want, and this one here is a 15-minute game with a 10-second increment. So each time you have each move, you have at least 10 seconds to figure out what you're going to do. So
and if you don't, like, what? I'm just curious. What
if you
happens?
run out of time, you lose. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I've never played with the clock.
Yeah.
It's always been there. I just never really paid attention to it. And of course, when you're playing on your iPhone, you also have the undo for that move that you're like, oh crap.
Yeah. Crap, I think I have to do this. Yeah. It's I lost track of my move order. I should have taken that bishop instead of moving that knight like I was a second ago. There, get some development. Oh, cool. I thought my position was worse than it was. It's slightly better than I thought it was, even though that's pinned. But one of the ideas of why I was thinking, well, how do we get different people in real estate to sit down on a podcast over a game of chess? Part of the inspiration, maybe you've seen that show Hot Ones, where they eat the
No,
spicy chicken wings, and yeah, and things
I
get
mean, yeah, I
more
haven't
and
seen
more
that.
awkward. Oh, you haven't seen that show? Okay, yeah, it's a
Mm.
YouTube show. So if I do that, then I do that. Yeah, I'll do that instead. Because that's pinned too. But the other thing, like I mentioned before about cussing, but the other thing that comes up I find is just resentment. If the game's not going your way, it's pretty easy to kind of take it personal for me. But I think,
I don't take it personally, but I am very competitive, and I've felt the urge a couple of weeks ago, especially when you mentioned this. I was like, oh, I gotta go practice. I'm so busy, so I've not done that. But
yeah.
the urge was there.
So yeah. I need to develop a lot more of my stuff here. This is kind of bonkers.
I feel like I'm getting in a
And it's
box.
it's funny.
And
Yeah, but there's no mate there because you got your bishop to block and you got the knight for backup or vice versa. Yeah, exactly like that. So next up,
okay, all right.
yeah. So okay, so now I can move that over there. Oh, that's a fork you got me in. I'm gonna lose both my rooks. No, I'm not. Yeah, I could just do that instead. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm only gonna lose one rook. And I also don't talk much usually when I'm playing chess. I just sit there and concentrate.
It's hard. Yeah,
It's really hard. It's so hard. But you got plenty of time to think. So other than chess, what's another hobby you like to do there, Chris?
fitness is like that's my go-to. Um,
Nice, nice. I'm just recently getting into that. It's fitness was something I was never really into, mostly because of like back in high school, I was a guitar teacher, and like athletics weren't cool, and you also risk breaking bones and potentially your guitar playing and stuff like that. But yeah, recently I've got into fitness. We've gotten a room to get a little bit more active in. Here. There we go. And there it is.
did not see that.
So I don't know how you're doing. Right. Yeah. I don't know how you're doing for time. I don't know if you want to do one more rematch or if we want to save it for next time. But before we get to that, I know that you're active on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the platform where I'm most active, and I got this nice distinct last name, which makes me super duper easy to find. So do you want to rematch, or do you want to first let everybody know how to reach out to you and give them the rest of their day? It's up to you.
Yeah, no, happy to do a rematch. I'm all over social, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, investedagents.com. Got one of the kids hopping in here. What's going on, buddy? All right. Hey, I'm on an interview. Can't
Nice.
do anything.
Is he good? Yeah. You can help him with his moves though, just so you know. That's okay. That's still fair as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
As I know. Oh, and actually, it's probably going to auto abort in 38 seconds.
Why does the rook look different? And the bush.
So this is the one that just got into chess a little bit. It's just it's a different board setup. All right, go shut my door, bud.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the cruise, they had
It's
those
true.
giant board pieces that that him and his cousins were playing, and he got pretty good for a 10-year-old.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. My son got really huge into chess about a year ago, and we've been taking him to different tournaments and things like that. So that's lots of fun. Do that.
He's in jiu-jitsu too, which, in my opinion, jiu-jitsu is like the physical version of chess.
So,
Starting off
and
strong.
with jujitsu, I seem to recall that has like some it's like grappling and bone breaking and stuff, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, if you want to take self-defense, to that extreme. I mean, in sports, you're probably not breaking bones; you're just going to tap out. But I mean,
Right.
pretty much everything on the ground outside of punching in the face in UFC would be jiu-jitsu. So grappling, chokes,
Gotcha.
arm bars.
Gotcha. Right. So there you go. So okay. So you are still fianchettoing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and clog up the works there for you, or I should say on you. But yeah, you don't see many people opening with the B5, so that's pretty neat. Okay. What about have you checked out any of the streamers, any of the chess streamers that are out there?
No, outside of just kind of downtime. It's probably the extent of my chess experience.
Gotcha.
It's my go, right? Oh,
Sure is.
I see why. Okay, all right. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
mistake.
that's super duper pinned.
I wasn't paying attention to your queen on how open that is. Which means you were probably
it's
a bit confused on, hey, why do you do that?
no, not at all. Because the real reason why I had that pawn on d5 was to stop up this. Okay. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so if I'm gonna go like that, and it's mate. Okay, that was fun.
Ah, yeah, you're.
Oh man. Well, I'm in practice.
Hey,
I
but
put in a few
it says I
thousand
only
games
made
this
2
year.
mistakes, but I made 1 blunder.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't
All
expecting
right.
it to
So
go
if
that
anyone's
far, but
studying this
thanks again for
game
doing this.
on replay, you're going to see a few moves that I made that you should probably not make. So I'm there to be a
Well, the good news
pawn for
is
you.
that right, yeah, the good news is anybody in the audience who's watching, we put on sound effects in post production, so there's all sorts of very violent sounding effects, like like a bishop will take
Yeah,
a
I
knight and
want
it'll
to see
sound
what the
like a
sound
guy
effects
getting whacked in
you
the face
choose
with
for
something.
that one. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, the one. Right. The one to look out for, though, is the dun dun dun, which means that a blunder has happened. There was something that was missed, and the game's going to be passed. But yeah, I'll show you some of the stats after the show. But I just want to let everybody know in the audience that if you want to do us a great big favor, then the easiest and most free thing you can do is to hit the subscribe button that's just down there. It's big and it's ugly, and if you have anybody who's like a Generation Z or Zoomer, whatever you want to call them, and they walk by and they see you haven't subscribed, they will judge you. You may have thick skin and that might not bother you, but like it's better just think of the children and subscribe. It's free. It just means that my videos may show up on your list of suggestions. But I just appreciate the fact that you spent this time with me, just like Chris. This has been awesome. Thanks a lot for this, man.
Absolutely, this was fun.
Sweet.